Hi everyone, so this is my next album. It's all about our trip to China that we took in October last year. We went actually to China, Hong Kong and Macau, but we spent majority of the time actually in the mainland of China, and this album is just on China. I've done Hong Kong and Macau separately, so they're to come. But I've filmed this video on a really horrible day, so I do apologise if you can hear the rain hitting the windows, because I'm just by my French doors and I've just had surgery on my nose, so for some reason I'm absolutely fine, but I find myself a little bit out of breath, so I do apologise if I sound a bit different this time. So this album was just a normal 12 by 12 big album, and there is my cat. It is from Hobbycraft, and the front cover I've literally just used a picture from a brochure that I found of a panda, because obviously that's how I picture China. Come on, moose. And I've actually printed off China in Chinese to write down the side, because I was really struggling to know what to do, and I just thought it made sense really. And I think it's obvious that it is China that this is the album for. I'm gonna have to move my cat because I need to open the book. Moose, come on, come on, come on boy. Thank you. So it's a very chunky album, so we might be here for a while. So on the opening cover I have put a map from an atlas that I had, and I've just put these little red dots to show the journey that we took. So we started off in Beijing, we got a train to Xi'an, then we got another train to Chengdu, and then we flew to Hong Kong and Macau, but they are different albums, them two down the bottom. So this is just the journey between these three cities here. So at the top I've just, again from the brochure, I just cut out the word China, and I found some Jolie's boutique stickers on eBay, so I got them and I really liked them because obviously they're all China themed. So this is just a dragon here, and then the washi tapes that I've used loads in this album. The main one for Beijing I've used is this red and white sort of striped dotty one. This came from Paper Chase. I've used a glitter red one that I think came like a Christmas sort of like Christmas time present wrapping sort of thing, so it might have just come from Poundland or something like that. And then this one at the bottom is actually one I got from China. I was so excited when I found that they sold washi tapes in some of the souvenir shops, so I got a few for the trip. And then at the top there's a gold one that just came from a pack from Poundland as well. So there wasn't much of it. The ones from Paper Chase, they are very thick and they last a long time, but the ones from like Poundland and stuff, they're very a thin roll, so they don't last as long. So on this side we've got just like our travel documentations and everything like that. So at the top got our boarding passes. We flew with Hainan Airways, so that's just our boarding passes there. These little stamps, there's one there, there's one there. These are actually a pack from Paper Chase as well. They came with like a sticker pack with all random different like stamps from different countries. It's just a generic sort of one, but they actually had ones for China, so I used them up for there. And then inside this little pocket, this is actually our like amenities bag that we got on our flight, which was pretty cool, so I thought I'd keep it because it went with the theme. But inside it's got like our little receipt thing that says you're okay to enter the country. We've got our visa applications, our train tickets to the airport, and then a copy of our visas, our actual visas that are in our passports, just in case we get rid of our passports at some point in the future. I've always got a copy of the visa inside, just for reference. And then this is just a menu that came from the flight, and I liked it because it actually had like Manchester to Beijing, so it had like the actual route on it as well. And that's just a luggage tag over there. This again came with the Jolie's boutique pack, a little China thing here, which is really nice. And the paper that I've used in the background of all my book, again, it's not a particular brand, it is of all my stash basically. I've just gone through and picked out all the red that I wanted for Beijing. So that's that. So the first page, well, first proper page is just about our hotel that we stayed in Beijing. We stayed at the Hotel Ali Courtyard. It did change its name, it was something else, but it got a refurb just before we arrived, which was nice. So this was our bedroom here. That's just the entrance to the hotel, and it was the first time that I've ever come across one of these toilets that has all the different remote controls on it. So I took a picture of that, and that's just a business card there about the hotel. And our hotel was situated in a really cool, they call it hutongs, which is like an alleyway full of houses and, you know, amenities and stuff like that. So we were staying down there, so it's nice that we were staying in something a bit more local. So yeah, so these are the alleyways that we would walk down every day to sort of go out, and they were really lovely because you got to see all like the locals, you know, doing their washing, the kids playing, and the pets and stuff like that. So that was nice. That's just some currency. This is a receipt that we got from when we checked into our hotel, and because we went in 2019, it was actually their 70th anniversary, so there was a sticker that I bought from somewhere, but everyone was wearing them because obviously it was their big celebration. We arrived just after their national public holiday in October, so it was quite quiet, luckily, but they were still celebrating, which was nice to see. So the first thing we sort of did, we went to Wang Fujing Street, which is a big shopping street in Beijing. We just went for a wander because our hotel wasn't far from it, so we could actually walk there. So this is just some pictures of the streets. This is just a piece of newspaper actually in the background that I've used. And Joe bought some chopsticks. So this is just the bag that they came in, which I think is really nice. And then across here is just some of the random foods that we found whilst on the street. So these are these hawthorn sticks. These were this, it was like a big shop that sold like Peking ducks in bags and all that sort of stuff. And this is like freeze-dried yogurt, which was weird. And then these are just all the bikes, all lined up outside the streets. This is the evening time in Wang Fujing Street. So we actually went for some steamed pork buns, which were lovely. We hadn't tried them yet, and the restaurant that we went to seemed really, really popular, and we had no idea what we was doing, but the locals were just pointing everywhere and we just followed basically. But you can actually see them making them, which was really fun. This was just outside the restaurant, and then I liked all the lights at night. It looked really cool. I've never been to Tokyo, but this is what I imagine Tokyo would look like all the time. So this page is just about some of the foods that we ate, or some of the foods that we picked up in the supermarkets and stuff. So this was random. This was cucumber flavoured crisps, which I found was odd. We didn't actually try them. I just took a picture of them. And then these are some of the things you can buy in the supermarket. Again, for us, it is very different. It's not the sort of things that we would eat. So it's fascinating to see. And then this is just some. We do get these in the UK, but I like the fact that it was actually in the supermarket, so we bought some of them. And then these are our noodle, like instant noodle lids. We bought these quite a few times actually because they were really, really nice. And again, with the language barrier and stuff, sometimes it's quite hard to go out and eat and trust that where you're eating is healthy and that it's not going to make you ill. So at times we just got some of these from the supermarket and ate them in the hotel room, and they were amazing. Like if I could bring them back to the UK, I would, because it was so nice. And then these are just some chocolate wrappers that we had. So we actually did go for a traditional Peking duck meal, and this is just our experience basically. So that's the restaurant sign, that the one that we went to. These are all the ducks that are hanging, waiting to be cooked. And then this is our server. They actually come around on a tray and they serve you one at a time, sort of thing, which I think is really different. And then this is our plate of duck that we had, and obviously you get all the sides like the pancakes and the cucumber and the spring onions and stuff like that. So it was really, really good. This is just a business card from the restaurant, and I think this is one as well. I've no idea because it's all in Chinese. And then this is actually part of the napkin that we got. As you can see, the little napkin things there. So that's just the packet that it came in. these are just some random pictures of when we was walking around town. This is a big map that you can unfold. It's absolutely massive. This is a pearl market that we went to. It's not even like, I say pearl market, it's not really a pearl market, it sells everything and anything. But we were there just by coincidence, so we thought we'd have a look. Then this is one of the biggest streets I've ever seen in my life. The crossing of the road took at least 3 minutes, which is crazy. And then this is just a nice wall that has some sort of art on it. So the first sort of main attraction that we did in Beijing was the Summer Palace. I absolutely loved the Summer Palace. This was our first full day there, and the sun was out, and it was a really nice day. It wasn't overly crowded. We got there by metro, which was really easy actually. We didn't struggle with the metro at all. But this is just some of the photos as we arrived. These are our entrance tickets. And then across from here I bought a map for about £1. I don't know if I can get it out. Yeah, I'm sure I will be able to. So it's actually like a hand-drawn sort of map, which I think is nice. It's not like your typical sort of map. We didn't get it out because it's huge, but it was just nice to have. And it's very pretty, as most things are in China. So this is just some more pictures of us walking around, getting some nice views of the Summer Palace. The sun's actually come out now, which is annoying, but yeah, so it was really nice. As I said, the weather was lovely. We did get some funny looks as we was in shorts and t-shirt, because for us it was nice and warm, but for obviously people that are local, that it was starting to come into their winter, so they thought we were crazy, but it was nice and warm for us. Again, this is just a nice part of the Summer Palace where you can go down and get on little boats and stuff, but that was more touristy. That was built for tourism really, so we weren't too fast. We were just happy just to look above and see. And this is the famous corridors that run along the riverfront on the Summer Palace. So they go miles, and you can walk all along them. So I've just done some flip overs here just to say, and then on the other side there's just some receipts from when we bought some bits and pieces. I should have noted down what the receipts are for, because obviously I can't read Chinese and I can't remember anything on them. So, but I mean, it's absolutely fine. I can sort of remember, and as I said, it's all memories anyway of our trip. So again, these are just some more pictures as we walked around. I have to keep, because I don't think we can get all in. Can I get all in? Maybe. This was just another part. This was this boat that looked absolutely amazing. It was probably my favourite part of the whole Summer Palace. It was just on the lake and it looked beautiful. And there was a lot of people go try and get photos and things. We did really well actually, because we didn't even have any phone signal or anything like that, so we didn't actually know where we was going. We were on our own. We had no internet or anything, because normally when we go to to Europe or to like America even, we do get phone signal and we can use our like internet abroad, but we couldn't here. And obviously China have got that regulation where you can't use Google or anything like that, so we had to buy a VPN in order to get that, but it still didn't give us signal to go out and about. So we just sort of had to guess where we was going, and to use some of the maps that we could download online, sort of thing. These are just some last sort of pictures of the temples that are in the Summer Palace, and this is just a big map and some information in Chinese of the city of Beijing. The thing that we did find out the most about China was that the majority of tourists that are there are Chinese, because the country's so big. Obviously they find it easier just to holiday in their own country, so you know, tourism and all that is predominantly aimed at the Chinese because that is their most amount of tourism. So there wasn't that much things in English, and if there was, they were very broken. But that's what made our trip really. We really enjoyed just the difference of it, and the fact that we were sort of seeing somewhere that hadn't been completely westernised, which is good. And in the second half of the day, we decided to go and try and see the Olympic grounds, because Joe loves that sort of thing, and so we thought we'd, you know, get a metro there and stuff. It was quite cheap on the metro, so we managed to get around the grounds but not into the main sort of area because it was all closed and stuff, but it was still good to see. So we obviously see the towers, and we saw the edge of the bird nest as well. We couldn't get any closer than that. And then at the top there's just a picture of the metro that we had to try and navigate. It looks worse than the tube. When we first saw it, we thought, oh god, how are we going to find our way around? But it was really easy actually. And that's just a metro ticket. And then this is just the signs on the toilets, because obviously they have two types of toilets in China. They have their squat toilets, which are they're used to, and obviously they put some Western toilets in for people that aren't used to the squat toilets. But I did actually use a squat toilet once, and it was so difficult. I can only imagine that it takes a lot of getting used to use them constantly, but it was all an experience, as I said. So we booked to go to a show in the evening, but just to waste some little bit of time, we actually stumbled across this park. I have no idea how I pronounce that, the Tuanjihu Park, and it was beautiful. It was really nice. I liked all the hanging lanterns and stuff that they just had in China, and this is what I pictured China to be, just pretty. And yeah, I imagined it being a little bit crowded and stuff, but it really wasn't. For the amount of people that live in China, and Beijing especially, it wasn't crowded, which was nice. And then we went to the show. We went to the circus. It's quite famous there, and we absolutely loved it. There weren't that many people either, which was good, but that's just our tickets at the top there. And this is just some pictures of the show. I didn't try, you know, you weren't allowed to film or anything, so I tried to be a bit discreet with taking some photos. I just wanted something to remember it by, because, you know, some places you go you can't take any photos, but for this one I wasn't doing it for copyright purposes. I was just doing it so I can remember it, sort of thing, so I didn't feel so bad. So our next full day we went to the Great Wall of China. We actually went to the Mutianyu Great Wall. It was a little bit further away and a little bit harder to get to, but it was worth it, because honestly we had the wall to ourselves for a good sort of 10-15 minutes, which doesn't sound a lot, but when you're there and you just think, oh god, it's going to be so crowded, and you get up there and there's no one there, it was amazing. We actually booked not a tour but a bus ticket, return bus ticket, through getyourguide.com, and it was really good, because we literally just met them in a meeting point in Beijing, which was easy to get to by metro. And then they took us there, they gave us some information, they helped us if you wanted to buy tickets, because there's all different ways of getting up to the Great Wall. And they helped us. They didn't try and sell us anything, they weren't making any commission or anything like that. They were just there just to assist, and obviously they dropped us off at the wall, they told us where things were, and then they just left us to it and told us when to come back. So it wasn't like had to follow them around, and, you know, it wasn't a tour as such. It was just a literally drop off and pick up sort of service. But it was well worth it. It was easy and it didn't stress us out, which is good. So it took about an hour to get there, and we wanted to do the cable car up and then the toboggan down, but there is this is like the older cable car, this is the chairlift version, but there is an actual enclosed cable car which a lot of other people went to, but we didn't. We did this one, and I'm so glad we did, because this takes you to the lower part of the wall, and then you can walk up to the highest part of the wall. By doing that we dodged all the crowds, which was really good. But the chairlift itself was a really cool experience. We were one of the first people on it, and as you can see all the chairlifts are just empty, because we were the only people that wanted to do that. I don't know why, but this is just our tickets to get onto the chairlifts, and then over here is just our first sort of impressions of the wall. As you can see, there's no one in them really. I mean, obviously here a little bit, but behind us we can actually get a picture with no people in it. And this sticker here, this was a Jolie's Boutique sticker, which I love. Let's just put that there. So again, this is just some more pictures, just showing how empty the wall is. Like that picture up there has got 2 people in there. Like, it was just crazy. I genuinely thought we were going to get trod on with so many people there, but it just really wasn't. It was amazing. This is just the back side of our ticket for the Great Wall of China, and then I've done like a flip out here with just some more photos, and then there's just some pictures of the wall as it goes by. We tried to capture how steep it was. It was just so steep. It was actually like a hike at times, and it felt like we were rock climbing to get to the top at times, but it was really good and it was really warm. We were so lucky on the day that it wasn't foggy and you could see the distance and everything, so we were really lucky with the day, because the next day it turned, like we got really bad fog the next day. So there's just some more pictures of me and Joe on the wall. Again, I keep going on about it, but that picture at the top there, there's just no one in the picture whatsoever, and that amazes me. Still, I just think we're so lucky with the timings and the weather and the lack of crowds. So just some more pictures. Again, that China sticker that came from a Jolie's Boutique pack as well. And this, I found this in the souvenir shop. I think it was the only one that was there, and I did ask if you had to pay for it, but she said no. But yeah, it's just some information about the toboggan. That obviously is famous at the wall to get people down, basically, and we did go on it, and it was so fun. It was really fun. So this is just our ticket to actually get on the wall as well here. And then this little sticker here, this is just a paper chase sticker. There's not that many of them in here. I got a pack with just some sort of animals and things. There's a panda somewhere, and I like the little branch with the ants on, just because the only bad thing about the Great Wall of China, and I don't know if it's all over the wall, if it's just this part, is the millipedes. The millipedes were absolutely disgusting, and they were everywhere. Like they were massive, and they would just scurry along, and you had to try and dodge them. It was just awful. I don't like millipedes. So this is just some pictures of us going down on the toboggan. It was really, really fun. The best thing I would say about the whole day was just going down on it, because it's not something that you would just imagine doing. China is just extraordinary with their ideas and stuff, and it was a really easy way of getting down, so why not? But it was really fun, and I definitely recommend people to do that. You can get the cable car down if you want to, but I just think that's so boring when you're in China, you know, take the different version. And then we went to, well, that was the end of that day, because obviously that day was long, but the next day we went to Jingshan Park, which is the park that overlooks the Forbidden City and Tiananmen Square and that sort of thing. So we went there, and it's a weird park because it's all uphill, so you get in, the first thing you have to do is hike up a load of stairs. But it was really fun. It only costs less than, well, it was 2 yuan, 2 yuan, which is not a lot of money whatsoever. And there was a load of people dancing with the big ribbons and lovely lanterns and people dancing. That's what I love about China, is that you'll go anywhere and there's a big group of ladies just dancing. They just love being outside and doing yoga and, you know, exercise and stuff, which I think is good. So this is when the weather turned on us. At the top of the park, overlooking the Forbidden City and Tiananmen Square, is when the fog sort of came in, and it was quite good to actually see the fog, because obviously you hear so much about China being so foggy and so bad sort of views and stuff, and so I kind of wanted to see what it was like. So I'm glad we did on our last day, and we weren't doing anything that, like, the Great Wall of China would have been absolutely gutted if we couldn't see anything, but for this day it was fine. So these are just some things that are hanging around the park, and that's a cool sort of thing at the bottom at the park. It's the central point of Beijing City, which I think is quite different. And then this is Tiananmen Square. Now, I don't want to offend anyone, but I wasn't too keen on Tiananmen Square or the Forbidden City. It was just so crowded, and there was nothing really to sort of tell us what was what. It was all a bit sort of chaotic and a bit everywhere, so we weren't too sure what we were doing. There was a lot of queues for things, and then we turned out we were in the wrong queue, and then there was a lot of barriers that stopped people from going anywhere, and it was just a bit hectic. And I don't know if it's just the time that we went, but it was good to see, and obviously it's history and it's, you know, famous, so it was good to enjoy, you know, to watch the locals and stuff, because again the celebrations were still going on for their 70th anniversary. So this is what all this big ribbon is for here, and this massive statue that they've put up, that is huge. Like, that would cost millions to put up. So yeah, no, it was good to see that. And then we did go into the Forbidden City. Again, you had to buy tickets. I didn't know you had to buy tickets, but you do, just because they only let so many people in at a time. So we bought tickets on getyourguide.com again, which is the ticket just there. And then we walked into it. Again, there wasn't many signs. We just had to sort of guess where we were going. But I got some more stickers. I actually got these from, I think it was eBay, but they weren't Jolie's Boutiques. These are like, they're really chunky stickers. But I mean, they're good, but they make the pages really, really thick. This is just another map. This is the map of the whole of Beijing, and that one. It's very similar to the Summer Palace hand-drawn one as well. So this is just some pictures outside of the Forbidden City. Obviously, you know, the famous photo and everything like that. And again, you can see the crowds. It just got really busy. But in the souvenir shops, I actually managed to find some stickers for the Forbidden City, which was good. I always like picking up stickers abroad at the place that you actually are, because I just think you can't really get them anywhere else. So these like gel stickers here, these all came from a souvenir shop in the Forbidden City. So these are just some pictures of us out and about, walking around. Again, as I said, there was not much like signs, so we weren't too sure. There wasn't any leaflets, so we just sort of wandered. We did get a map, which is just here, that I put on a flip out, which we did open up, but we didn't want to open up too much because it was really big, and it's always hassle getting maps back in. Oh, it's a really heavy page, that one. So on the last sort of pages I just put some more photos, and then on this is actually a map of the it's an easier map to get out, but it's all in Chinese. I've just put some photos, and then there's a big map of the Forbidden City there. So it kind of gave us an idea, but we didn't know what we were looking for or anything because it's all in Chinese. But it was still good to have a little bit of a map to wander around. And then the last sort of attraction that we went to in Beijing was the Temple of Heaven, and I thought it was just a temple, but it turns out it was a massive park, which was nice. Oh, sorry, I just kicked the camera. So yeah, so we've got our tickets at the top there to get into the park, and then there's some really lovely sort of flower arrangements, and there's nice little cute little squirrels in the park as well. And then this is the actual Temple of Heaven. This is what I wanted to go and see. So we had to buy separate tickets for that. So that's a ticket there. But it was really good. Very impressive. And I really enjoyed wandering around. And then that was our last sort of day in Beijing. And we took an overnight sleeper train to Xi'an. We did it because it was actually slightly cheaper than flying. And it saved us a night in accommodation, and it was just something different, really. And I'd seen other people do it, so I thought, right, we'll attempt it. We've never done an overnight train trip before, so I don't know whether China was a good place to start. But we really enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest night to sleep, but we slept, which was good. We did pay for a deluxe soft sleeper, just so we had the room to ourselves, really, just for our first sort of time. But this is a picture of Beijing's train station, the sign of our booked train when it was boarding. These are our tickets. We booked our tickets through China Travelguide.com, and they were so good. They were really easy, very trustworthy. The tickets arrived at the hotel when we got to the hotel in Beijing. We didn't have to worry about anything. They kept us updated. It was really well done, and I'm so glad. And again, if anyone's going to China, I definitely recommend China Travel Guide to book train tickets through. So this is just a picture of the train here. This was our train number, Z19, which is the famous one that everyone sort of gets because it is a really good time train. It leaves Beijing at 20:40 and it gets into Xi'an at 8 o'clock, 8:30 the next day. So it's not that, you know, you're not missing out on any days or anything like that. It's a really good sort of time. That's just a picture of me and Joe on our bunk beds, and then this is just a picture of the room. So we had like a bunk bed, a chair here, and then we had a bathroom, which is this door here, which again had it didn't have a shower or anything, it just had a toilet and a sink, which is all you needed really. You know, you just sort of wipe down as such, you can't really shower on board. But the beds were like slightly comfy, the pillows weren't great, but the actual train journey did rock a little bit, so you sort of woke up a little bit every so often. But no, it was good, it was a good experience. But these little things here, there's a little tab at the bottom. This, I actually nicked the box, which is like a tissue box, but I liked it because it had the train stamp on it, and it had like have a good journey and stuff. So, and then the next day also we woke up in Xi'an, our second city. This is the train station down here that we came across, and the first thing we did, because obviously we arrived there very early in the morning, we only had 2 days in Xi'an, so we wanted to make the most of it. We literally went to a little luggage, like leave your luggage sort of thing, and dropped our suitcases off, and then we jumped on a bus to the Terracotta Warriors. That's what we did, but I didn't do it like this in the album, but it was hectic and it worked, but we were tired. This is just a leaflet from the hotel. It's got a map of the walls. So Xi'an is famous for its city walls. This is a mask that everyone in China wears, and they had them at the reception, so I picked one up just to put one in the book. And then this was our hotel room. We only paid £20 for the room, so we can't really complain, but it made me laugh because we've had this so many times in Asia where they've got a window to the bathroom. Just, I don't know why. Like Joe's not actually going to the toilet, but he's actually sat on the toilet there, and I'm just thinking, why would you do that? Like, why would you need a window into the bathroom? Obviously there was like a curtain thing to come down, but I just think, why build a window into a bathroom? And then this was just our hotel from the outside, so we was on this like random little street. We would have missed it if we weren't looking close enough. But it was a funny hotel, but it served its purpose. So these are just some pictures of the streets of Xi'an. I thought Xi'an was the prettiest of cities. It had loads of little stalls all around that sold all like the different tools for calligraphy, and the famous Chinese like paintings and stuff. So it was really fun to walk around. And yeah, I've designed Xi'an differently than Beijing. For Xi'an, I've gone like a gold, bronze sort of effect. So I've used this washi tape again that came from Paper Chase. This one I think came from Paper Chase. It's like a bronze foil sort of one, and then like a thin one from Paper Chase as well. Actually no, I don't think that came from Paper Chase. I think that came from Poundland, that thin bronze one. And then this one here with the Chinese writing on obviously came from China, again from a souvenir shop there, which I really liked. So this is just some pictures and some information about Chinese calligraphy, which I really loved. Like the stalls around were just, I kind of wish we got some more. We did get something for our wall at home in Chinese, but this one seemed much more authentic, and it was just so like amazing to watch them do it. So we sat there and just watched them write out, and this is like a business card from someone's stall. And then it's just some cool sort of things in the middle of the road that they had in China, and the lovely roses that they had along the riverfront. So yeah, so the first thing we actually did in Xi'an was go to the Terracotta Warriors. We jumped on a bus, and it took us, it cost us £1 to get there, compared to the tourism bus that cost you like £7-8. We got on the local one, so nothing was in English, it was all in Chinese, and we had no idea what was going on. We were the only Westerners sort of on the bus. And it drops us off somewhere close to the Terracotta Warriors, but not at the entrance. But it was worth it for £1, because someone points us in the right direction, and that's all we needed really. We didn't want a guide or anything like that. So that's just the entrance there of the Terracotta Warriors. This is just us inside the big pit, the main one, and then this is a picture of the pit, which is absolutely massive. We did walk pretty much, we didn't walk all the way around because we went at the other side, but it was busy most of the way around, but you were able to get a spot sort of thing to get some photos. I apologise for the sun, it keeps coming and going. But again, some more pictures under here. There's like a waterfall sort of thing of just some of the warriors. It was really impressive. I thought it was amazing to see, but it was very crowded, and again there wasn't that much information. It felt like in China that you had to have a tour in order to get all the information that you could want, rather than them just provide sort of like notices and leaflets or something. There wasn't like a map or anything. But these are just some, well, this is our ticket here, and then this is the back of our ticket. There's a tiny little map there, but again it's all in Chinese, and it's not a map to show you where to go, it's just a map to tell you, you know, where things are as such. It's not to scare or anything like that. But yeah, some more pictures of the warriors. And over this side, again in the souvenir shop, I was lucky enough to find some stickers, which were really fun, of all like the different sort of warriors that they have. So I picked up 2 packs of those stickers. And then at the end of the sort of warriors, there was a random shopping street that had like loads of like food stalls and souvenir shops and just random things. Like it's just, it had like, obviously had like Burger King and stuff like that there as well for people to get something to eat. We didn't eat thoroughly there, but we did grab one of these potato things, which is just like a potato that's sliced all the way down, and then it's almost like a giant chip basically. But it was really good. We enjoyed it. So I just got some pictures of the food stalls and stuff there. This is a postcard. I bought some really nice postcards from a shop in Xi'an, and I put a few of them in the book as well. And then we did, in the afternoon, we went onto the city walls. The city walls were really fun. We didn't realise how long they actually were. This is a map in the background of some of the town of Xi'an. So I used that as a background. It cost a little bit of money to get onto the city walls. I didn't realise how expensive it actually was. It does include a museum, but we didn't go to the museum because we wanted to ride bikes around, and that's what we did. So that's just some pictures of the city walls, and then these are pictures of when we hired bikes. So this map here, I got this from Google, I think. I got it because I wanted to sort of know where to book a hotel when I was looking into it, and I really liked that map. I thought it was really fun, so I printed it off. And then underneath there's a picture of there, and there's like a little sweet wrapper that I got from our hotel that I really liked the sweets of. They had little sweets at reception. But this is just some pictures of when we hired bikes. We cycled the whole way round. It took at least sort of 2 hours for us to get round because we did stop a bit. But it was really fun. It was something different. We haven't really hired bikes that much on holiday, so it was nice to do. And then over here, just put that back down if I can get it. Over here, these are our tickets, so they're massive tickets. And yeah, they were 54 yuan, which, you know, is a little bit expensive. But it was good, and we enjoyed it, and it was a nice afternoon for us. Our bums really hurt though from cycling round, and we didn't. I think it's about 15 kilometers, so it's a long way. And there's just some more pictures of the wall from above, and the views you got from over Xi'an. And then this is just a map. Again, you can take it out to see the area of Xi'an. And as I said, Xi'an was probably the prettiest place that we went, and I thought it was really like typical Chinese. These are just some random photos. On the way to lunch or somewhere, we stopped by a random sort of amusement centre, and it was insane. Like, people were obviously spending a lot of time there because they were on the machines constantly and they were amazing at them. You know, people were taking it seriously. They had gloves on, they were sweating. It's obviously a big thing over there, like gaming and stuff, so it was amazing to watch them for a bit. And I've just stuck a load of random little coins that I picked up on our journey. There's a picture of Joe on the metro, and I like this picture because he is the only Westerner there and he just looks so like comfortable. He's just quite chilled, so I just like that. And then that's the metro ticket at the top there for the Xi'an metro. Oh, and then we went to Starbucks for just a drink, I think, at some point in the day. So I got a card. And then in the evening we went to the Muslim Quarter, which is a famous like street food market area, and we walked over there. But on our way we passed the Drum Tower and the Bell Tower, which were really, really pretty at night. So we got some photos there, and it was nice because everyone was just sat around and having a drink and just sort of chilling with their family and stuff. And that's what I like about Asia. Like, time's not like a thing for them. If it's late, it's late, but they go home when they want. They don't think, oh god, it's this time, I need to go home. They go home when they want, really. And then this is the Muslim Quarter, so it's just filled with food stalls and souvenir shops and random little things. So it was really nice to see. We had a wander down in the daytime first, and then we did go back at night, which is when we went for these photos, to go and have tea for our last night sort of there. So these are the streets at night, and as I said, it looks amazing. It was all lit up. And we bought a few things street food wise. We got these hamburgers, which Xi'an thinks it's had the oldest burger in the world, which is one of these things. So obviously we had to try, and we went to the one that had the longest queue, and it was really good actually. It wasn't obviously our sort of type of burger. It tasted much different, but it was really good, and it was nice to try something different. So that's just our wrapper from the hamburger. This is the man making it, so this is the sauce he would dip it in, and he had a load of meat and he was like chopping it all up and put it into these buns, so it was good to watch him do that. And then these are just some more things. We weren't keen on everything that was there, you know. There's a lot of fish and a lot of random things that we had no idea what they were, so we were careful with what we were eating. We didn't just eat everything. But one thing I did really, really like, I bought some pomegranate juice, like fresh pomegranate juice, and it was so nice. I really, really liked it. But I came back to the UK and I tried to get some, and I got some from Asda or something, and it was horrible. I just didn't like it at all. So that made me sad because I can't have it the same as I had it in China. But we did get some beef fried dumplings as well, which were good. And then this is just another note. Chinese note. And the next day we got on our bullet train to Chengdu, which again was fun. It was better than flying. The train took about 3 hours, but it was so much more leisurely than it was to fly. It didn't seem so stressful, and you had more space and you can get up, and it was just a better experience really. So that's the train station at Xi'an, and this is our train here. These are our tickets, again booked through the China Travel Guide. And then this came off a napkin, I think. And I think I stole this. I do apologise, but I think I got it from, I think it was hanging on the other side of my seat. But I liked it because obviously, again, it's got the stamp of the train on it. So the train journey was really good. And we got to Chengdu around about sort of 5 o'clock in the evening. And this has just come out from here. So Chengdu was our final place in China before we flew over to Hong Kong. And really, the only reason why we went really was to go and see the pandas, but Chengdu was actually a really cool place to go. It was very much chilled. So that's just the departure board from Xi'an to say that when we were arriving and stuff. This is our hotel. We stayed at the Sam Cozy Hotel, and this was an odd place. Like, it was really, really odd. but it was good and it served a purpose. This is just a business card that I put into this the key card holder that we've got. It's got like our room number and stuff on there. And I was so excited to go to Chengdu because I had so many panda stickers that I needed to use up. So I managed to use all of them. Again, I've changed the theme. I've gone for like a green and black and white theme for Chengdu. So these stickers, these came from the range. I think they're just cute little foil panda stickers. This panda washi tape, this came from Chengdu. It came from the panda research base that we went to, and then the green leaves, these came from Paper Chase as well. In the background it's just a Chengdu metro system map that I've used as a background, and then that's a metro ticket from Chengdu as well. And then inside there's all these little random, these are like puffy panda stickers I got from Paper Chase years ago. And again, I buy things because I think, oh yeah, I'm just going to go to that country, and then when I actually get to use them, it's so satisfying. So the first thing we did in Chengdu, we went to the People's Park, which is a really, really big park, and it is what it says. Everyone sort of congregates there for all sorts of things. So, you know, there's people rowing, there's people playing chess, there's people having a drink, people exercising. There's just loads going on. This came from Paper Chase. It's just one of the little postcards that came. They had a few different ones in the shop, so I got this one and I got some pandas as well. And these are just some more pictures of the park. They had a big tea house there as well, people drinking tea. I'm really annoyed because we actually had lunch at this amazing place not far from our hotel. It had the longest line ever, so we thought, right, we're going to jump in line. And this is all the menu was. Like, this is literally all it was. It just said beef, pork, pig snout and pig ear. And obviously we had no idea what it was. It looked like a sandwich almost, it looked like a pita sort of thing. But the line was so long, so we thought, right, we're just going to queue up and buy the beef versions, and we did, and they were so nice. Like, I should really get a label and write out the name of the type of food that we had, but it was so nice, and it was like a typical sort of dish from Chengdu. But I didn't get a picture of the actual food because obviously I ate it so bloody quickly that I didn't get a picture of it. So again, this is just some more pictures of the park. I picked up in TK Maxx this panda tissue paper that obviously you use for gifts, but I used it as a background for Chengdu, which seemed adequate enough. So one part of the park you can actually buy a lollipop, and it was this woman here, she had like a little turntable thing, and whatever it landed on, she'd make the the stencil of it, so out of sugar. So that's what she did, and it only cost about £1, but it was really tasty actually. But it was so incredible, like that's a rooster made out of sugar, and I just think it's really, really clever of her. And then we went to the big pond that they had there, because they had these massive fish, and people were feeding them and stuff, and this is what these people are doing around here. We just sat and watched them, but it was really fun to just see everyone around. And then obviously the main thing that we went to Chengdu for was to go and see the giant pandas and the research base. So we spent the morning there. It was a little bit rainy, so it wasn't super clear, but it just meant that it was less crowded, which is always good. But this is the metro stop, Panda Avenue, that we went to, which I thought was really fun. That's just a sign outside of the research base, and then this is where the panda postcard that I said I got from Paper Chase. And then this is the entrance to the panda base, and obviously they decorated it in the 70th anniversary decoration. And then these are just some pictures of the pandas, and it was so nice to see them. It wasn't like a zoo, it was a research base, so there wasn't loads of them, but they were really active and they were out and eating and sleeping, and so it was really good to see all of them and just appreciate them, really. We absolutely love animals, so it was a special thing for us to go and see the panda research base. These are our tickets down here, and yeah, these little stickers here, these came from Jolie's boutique as well. They're almost like felt pandas. So these pages are just absolutely filled with just pictures of pandas. I absolutely love them. We've got some really good photos of them. Ooh, these are just some flip ups of the one that we were watching eat his branch. It was really cool. I really liked. I could have spent all day there. And then this is just a leaflet about the exhibitions, and there's a big map and stuff that you can see. But they had little baby ones as well, which was super cute. But one thing that really surprised me about pandas is how high they can climb. Like, he's miles up a tree, and I'm like, how on earth does he get up there? Like, they're super clumsy. And then this is just some more pictures. So this is a big sign that says I love panda, another one of our tickets, more pictures, and then there's a picture of Joe with the panda on the bench. And then they had like a panda post office there, which you can actually send yourself postcards and stuff. We didn't, but I used the stamps that they had there. So this is a receipt that I had from something in Chengdu, and when I bought some postcards, they came with like a plastic film. So I stamped the receipt with the 2 stamps that they had, and then I put it in the plastic film to sort of keep it from going fading over time. So these are the baby ones that were so cute. You had to line up and you couldn't stop because it was so crowded. But they had 2 little baby ones just in like the pen that they were just sleeping in, and it was so cute. They were obviously so heavy for their little legs they couldn't even stand up. And then this is a postcard that I got from the post office they had there. This was something that came from a bag. I think I bought my sister a plush panda, so I picked up a bag that came with it, so I cut him out. And then they also had red pandas there, which I think red pandas are my new favourite animal because they're utterly cute. They're like a fox and a cat mixed together, and they're just so adorable. They're super playful as well, but I really liked the red panda exhibition because there wasn't any sort of like barriers. You could walk through them and they'll be in the trees above you and stuff, and if they wanted to, they could get on the paths. Like, there was nothing stopping them. But they were super cute. There was quite a few of them, and we enjoyed just sort of sitting around and waiting for them. A lot of people were getting impatient and, you know, waiting for them to come up and then move along. So we just sat there and we just waited and saw them climbing up. There was a few of them climbing up trees behind us and stuff. So it was really cool. And there's some more pictures of the red pandas, and this is a postcard that I've got. We watched them feed as well. One of the keepers. And in the afternoon we went to the wide and narrow alleys, which is a traditional sort of shopping street. They're meant to be really pretty, and it was really pretty. It was super crowded though because it was Sunday, so it was really busy, but it was good. This is just a sign for it. This is a metro, I think it's a metro map. It's a metro map, and it's got like etiquette on what to do, how to be on the trains and stuff, again all in Chinese, but it was nice to have. This is the postcard that I got from the it was like another little post office. They like their stamps and stuff in China, so these are all the stamps that they had there. So I bought a postcard and I stamped all the different stamps, which I thought was nice, all the Chengdu stamps, and then I've just put some alpha stickers down for its name in Chinese. So these are just some of the pictures of the streets. They had a nice sort of art there, but yeah, it was really busy. It was quite expensive actually. There's nice restaurants and stuff there. We weren't obviously there to eat and things, we were just there to have a look around. I got some more stickers from a shop, which are these little ones here, these little panda ones, which I thought were cute. They had little like dishes and stuff, and I used one of more the cats again. And then these are the last 2 pages. Again, these are just some pictures of the buildings and the structures there, and I got these postcards came from Xi'an, but I thought they worked quite nicely, so I put them there. And then the last thing that we saw in the park, you can get your ears professionally cleaned, which I thought was crazy, but people were sitting there and watching them. I did try and convince Joe to get his done, but he said no, he was worried about you know, if they're going to hurt him or something. But no, it was really cool to see, and it was really traditional, and just again, there was hardly any Westerners or anything, it was just us sort of thing on our own. But yeah, and then the day after that we flew to Hong Kong. So obviously I'd run out of pages, that is the last page, so I wanted to do Hong Kong separately, but I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's coming on to an hour, so yeah, no, I really enjoyed China, and I look forward to showing you my Hong Kong album once I've finished. Thank you.